has lots of programs and policies and all. How do you manage this kind of international organization, and you put advocacy at the forefront in all programs and policies?
Yeah. You see, when there is somebody talking about maybe cataloging, so you can talk about cataloging, but you soon will come to talk about metadata. When we talk about metadata, it has to do with the digital library. So you see how soon you come again for advocating for a different view on libraries. That libraries is no longer what some politicians still think, a collection of books anywhere in a dark room where nobody are able to touch it. But that this is a lively process to give access to material which must be maybe digitized, but must be catalogued with metadata in a special way that you can find it, that you can searchable better. And this shows the work from our own profession, how this is integrated in this process. And this hastens the value of librarians.
So, do you think that you will be able to pass your message when you are completing your tenure in 2009?
I think I will not pass it completely. That's not possible. But I have already the feeling that already now, in the moment, in many sections of IFLA or in many libraries, and there are people coming up to me from some countries and saying, that was a point. Libraries on the agenda. You just did it in the right way. It was a time. You see, it's not an invention of my head. These things come up because the time is right that it comes up. And I think it's a time it comes up, that the time is right that libraries have to stand up and have to ask for more support, and because they can show that they are changing. And change management was always something that interests me very much.
But what are the barriers you feel?
The barriers I think the barriers I feel is that I need even more activity from each librarian. If they would send to me their best arguments they have, their ideas, how they have done, or their stories, how they were successful. I think this is the key. We need more of this. We want to collect it. We want to publish it on our website. We want to give something like a list for young librarians coming up and are confronted with these strange questions. Why do you need a library? Or internet and Google has everything, things like that. So we must have a lot of very clever answers to this. And what I want is to use the knowledge of our membership and to collect this and put it on the web so that it can stay for longer and we can add more to it in the next years, because it's a very clever profession I have. So I'm really convinced of that.
I attended your brainstorming session in Seoul. It was wonderful. But after that, how did you develop your own thinking about the advocacy?
My own thinking is that we need these very concrete examples. That is my own thing, because the general things are all told. It's not so new now. People know what they have. The examples is how to do, and how to do is not able to read. We also need workshops that people are exposed in a situation. What I do with my students in the moment, I tell, so you are the mayor of the city or the head of the village, and you are the librarian. So you want a new building and you want to have IT, and you are the politician and say that this will not work. So you two please now discuss. And then we look at this and we watch, and they find the arguments. You really think you can use this, and then you can support them with arguments. And what I feel is the training. We have to be present. It must be something like coming out in the moment, and this we have not reached that stage. And this is a very important stage.
So is this your first trip to India?
No, it's my second trip to India, but my first trip was not when I was not yet in libraries. I had just studied in China for 1.5 years, and on the way back I traveled to a lot of countries, and I only stayed here in New Delhi for I think 4 or 5 days. It was only.
What are your perceptions about Indian libraries? Indian libraries through readings, also interacting with the people and all.
You see, I see that there is a very high level professional knowledge, because you had very good librarians here in this country. We all know those famous people. You always you have very good ground here for the profession. I see that there is a high standard in special libraries, and I could see, during my visit, I could see it. I see and I know activities from university libraries, but I would also say a lot is already high standard. There are other things that can be improved, but also the discussion today showed me that it's on the right track, with repository, things like that, open access. I really see a big problem with the public libraries. I see that the advocacy at the state level has not reached the stage this country should have. And for the public libraries, when you see a public library where you have or you are keeping the old books because you don't have anything else, I would really say maybe put out the old books. And if there is nothing, it's even more convincing for politicians that they have to do something. But as it is that you have to keep very, very old books in a public library, it will not bring people into it. And maybe just change the context and then have nothing in it, and keep nothing, or keep it in a stack and don't have it presented. Maybe that is more radical, but it maybe open up the eyes of those people who have to give the finance.
So what would you suggest some key areas of advocacy for the Indian libraries?
Especially for public libraries, I think one of the key areas is also how to get IT, how to take or get IT into the public libraries. Is it possible that the public libraries can be the IT hub or center of a village, of a city? And I think it's not a competition to the internet cafe. The internet cafe will exist. They have their own play, but I also think that the public library must have this free access to information, and this will also help to heighten up. And I think that there's a point to try to maybe to partner with internet cafes, to put it together, to make more out of the knowledge development. This is a possibility. I don't know if it is the right way. I cannot decide the right way for India. The Indian librarians will look at themselves, and I'm sure they will find the right.
Thank you, Madam President.